welcome to the Phoenix Podcast. I'm Brandon McDevitt.
I'm Tiffany Piper.
And I'm Savannah Gouch. Today, we're going to be having our first ever hangout sesh that we're going to start doing on Wednesdays. And we're just going to talk, see how things are going in our lives, just whatever we feel. Go with the flow.
Tell some stories, no real topic setting, right? Designated topic. We're just going to we get the idea. Everyone gets the idea. Let's hope.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we were just talking about clocks. Now,
setting the time back early.
Yeah, I had this horrible time. One time, I was sleeping. All right. It's a good story when I'm sleeping. I look at the clock. There's a little red dot at the bottom left corner where it signifies whether it's AM or PM. So PM means it's on. I wake up at 7:12 and the red dot's on. I'm like, wow, I just slept my day away. I wake up, everyone's still in bed, nothing's going on. I was just like, oh my gosh. I just slept my day away. You know what I mean? Now my sleep schedule's all messed up. My mom wakes up, she comes downstairs. I'm eating cereal because I was like, what else are you gonna do? She's like, what are you doing up? I was like, turns out it was 7:12 a.m. I have no idea why the clock. Maybe I saw it wrong, but that's just a little fun story. It was 7:12 a.m. the whole time. That was just.
So I gotta say, when it comes to the clock, setting it early, my family, in our cars, we tend to have the clock set 5 minutes early, so that way and I used to get really upset with my parents sometimes when I was little, and I knew we had to be somewhere by this time, and it was already that time, and we were 5 minutes away, and I would say, parents start screaming at them, we're gonna be late, and mom's like, it's the clock's set 5 minutes early. We still have another 5 minutes to get there. You'll be fine.
So the car that I inherited was my dad's to start with. And so I was never made aware that he has his clock set 10 minutes early. So when I got the car and I think I was driving to an appointment or an interview or something like that. And I was like, oh my gosh, I am late. I am so late. I am 10 minutes late, Mom. Mom, why are we late? How did this happen? I swear I left 30 minutes earlier than I needed to. I was like, the traffic was not going to get to me. I was like, I'm going to be on time, perfectly ready, even early, And I was like, Mom, I'm so late. I start crying, and she's like, Savannah, I'm pretty sure he has his clock set early. And I'm like, how early? I need to know. My dad's like, yeah, I set it 10 minutes early. And I'm like, you should tell people that next time.
Oh my, it's outrageous.
Yeah.
I remember this. Oh my, nostalgic memories, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had this. If we can find it, I'll probably buy it. It was a Lego brick, a 2x4 radio and clock. Played CDs. It was beautiful. No one knows where it is. But I think with Savannah, it was kind of like yours with there were so many buttons on it, you couldn't do anything to that extent. But that was ahead. So I have a clock right now. Same thing. It don't work. You don't look at the time. You got to use something else because the time's messed up. Oh my gosh, timekeeping. Why is this such a hassle these days? What's up with farmers? Farmers love their hours. Give me an hour today. All right. Well, the whole world's gonna go ahead in an hour, and not even the whole world. You know what I mean?
So I gotta say,
what is that all about?
When it comes to farming and stuff, the exact time you do everything isn't really relative to them, because say you feed the cows at 5 a.m. every day. When you do the spring forward or fall back, that the cow isn't going to sit there and wait another hour to get its meal. It's going to want its meal at the time it's used to.
What's that? What I'm just saying is what's up with the spring forward, fall back? That just makes everything more confusing.
Yeah,
point.
I think the whole point of it is this is I'm pretty sure this is correct. Don't quote me though.
Yeah, we can do it. No one cares. No one's gonna fact check this.
So the whole so you know how we have 364 and a fourth days. So basically, this subtle time change. At least this is what I thought. This kind of an hour time change, less or more, is to kind of make up for how we don't have exactly 24 hours in a day.
Okay.
Just a thought. I'm not.
Well, another part of it is during the fall, the days are shorter. So if you move the hour back, when the daylight is there, will be around the same time as it, or closer to the amount of daylight there is compared to summer, where you have longer days. So they do a spring forward to go and try to keep up with the way the sun, how much daylight we have.
Didn't Julius mess up the calendar? Remember when December was the 10th? Because, DEC prefix.
Okay.
And then he was like, no, at 12. Have fun with it.
Yeah, I remember we added, we added 2 months, the Roman calendar, which would make sense for Caesar, kind of. The Roman calendar only had 10 months on it, and November did not exist. So the month of my birth just was not in existence for a couple of years. I mean, not a couple, but hundreds of years. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Your birthday is quite modern.
Yeah.
Yes.
Born in the new times. What is time? You know what I mean? Why are we so bad at it?
Here's the fun thing. Time doesn't exist. It's our own creation. The universe had no sense of time. So when we came in and we're like, well, you know what? I kind of want a sense of what I should be doing now and stuff like that. Farmers had it going on. They knew what they were doing.
We want to add structure to our day and stuff.
Because the sun wasn't enough for us. Egyptians with their whole sundials, that was their kind of thing of oh, well, we know it's getting darker. The sun's all the way over here, rises in the east, goes down in the west. It's that kind of, that was enough for them. But as we got older, as humans, we were like, you know what? I think I want to put a number to this. Although we haven't really 100% figured out the numbers yet. Let's just add numbers.
I think they're pretty good at it. I think it works. All right, I think it works. Are you anti-time?
Yeah. I'm
not. Okay, listen, man. I would be terrible. I would be a wreck if I didn't know what time it was. I wake up at a certain time every day, go to bed at a certain time every day, kind of.
Right.
So not having a sense of what time it is, thank God I have a watch, because before I didn't have a watch. I was like, what time is it? Please, somebody tell me what time is it. I need to know what time it is,
It also it also makes you think, if you were to take time away, if you always wake up at a certain time, Savannah, your brain or your mental clock will wake you up at the same time.
You would think. Sometimes I'm heavily reliant on a clock or my watch.
What about are you a night owl or early bird? What are you? I was just I just do me.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. I was doing some research, and apparently, light will trigger your body to all right, wake up, do your thing. Well, apparently my brother does not have that. So what's the whole point of being a night owl?
I gotta say,
just do you. You know what I mean? Just do you. There's no point.
I tend to wake up with the whole light will trigger you to wake up. I gotta say, I think that's kind of true, because if the blinds are shut in my room, I can sleep longer. But if I have the blinds open, as soon as the sun starts peeking into my room, all of a sudden I'm up. I may not want to be up, but I'm up.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is
some people don't have that.
I don't know.
Case specific.
My brother doesn't have that.
Maybe it's just like brothers. Brothers don't have it. Yeah, my sister can sleep in a lot longer than anybody else in my house. And I think that's so weird. Like, it's so odd that I'm like, why doesn't the light bother you? Like, that's a thing for me. Like, that kind of bothers me. Like, if I accidentally leave my blinds open, which is really weird. But
all right. So you guys know how teens have a stereotype of sleeping in all day? Have you ever felt? Yeah. I've always felt like, because I can't, I physically can't sleep in and past like 8 o'clock. Am I an actual teenager? Like, am I just a grown up in like a teenage body or something? Because I can't sleep in all day.
I cannot stand the fact that people are like, oh, so how are you, like, so I have like older neighbors that I used to talk to. I sometimes still do. But like, and they would be like, oh, I remember when I was a teen, I would stay up all night and sleep all day during the summer, and it was like so much fun. And I'm like, how do you do that? How do you do that?
How do you physically do that?
Like, even if I think it's pretty easy, because if I go to bed at, if I go to bed when the sun goes up, I'll just sleep when the sun's up. It's pretty,
I will wake up at 8. I gotta say, even if I like stayed up all night and into the morning, like say I stayed up till like, I think I've stayed up till 5 before, but I still woke up at 8. I got 3 hours of sleep. It was horrible, but I still could not.
Maybe your body's just used to some internal clock. Maybe we're robots and we're just messing with the settings.
I mean, we're trying to mess with our own settings, but we can't.
Simulation theory comes into play, and we're all just like, whoever controls us in this video game is like, we're gonna go all around. Not be able to go to sleep tonight. I will say, like, my parents don't let us take our electronics upstairs, so I don't have a phone to be constantly looking at or worried about, or like, oh my god, my notifications, and or like my computer. I can't take that upstairs. I don't have a TV in my room because I'm not allowed to have a TV in my room. And my parents are angels. I know, it's lovely to be a teen. For me, yeah. So, so I mean, it's like I have things that I could do in my room, but at 10 o'clock at night, I don't want to read a book. You know, like, that's just not what I want to be doing, because I've probably already done it. And so there's no really other option either than do a word search or a puzzle, or just go to sleep. So I go to sleep, you know, it's just, that's the vibe. I would say it's very rare that I don't go to sleep before 11. I will say I do stay up listening to podcasts. That's what keeps me up at night. But if I'm not listening to something and I don't have something else to focus on, my brain will not let me go to sleep. Constantly thinking about things, making mental to-do lists, like, do this in the morning. Oh, don't forget to do your laundry, clean your room tomorrow. Oh, make sure you do this and do that, and don't forget about that class. You know,
your brain is like running 50 million miles an hour, and it just doesn't know when to just like stop.
That's why I went to school an hour earlier than I had to. You know, just so I could.
Oh yeah, me too. Things. I went to school early because if I was at home, I'm pretty sure I didn't want to ride the bus. That bus was torture. That bus
comes at 6:20 in the morning.
Everyone like that.
Yeah.
Everyone who is considered a good child hates the bus.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't mind riding it in the afternoons because I don't know, I could sit in the front and nobody would talk to me, and it would be fantastic. I'd just sit there reading a book, doing homework, listening to music, Sometimes I just plug my headphones in, or I put my Beats in and just put them in. Didn't have any music in them, just so people wouldn't talk to me. Like that's a vibe too. But
I know what you're talking about.
yeah, but the bus in the morning comes at 6:20, and that my mom. I think if I had to, I would have, but I wouldn't. I still wouldn't get to my school until 8:30, which seems like complete and utter crap to me because that's a 2-hour bus ride that I don't feel like taking. And so I went to school an hour early, and I would rather be able to sit down and do something than sit on a bus with no Wi-Fi and not be able to like work on something.
Yes. Okay.
Nothing is on paper
kind of
these
like
days.
Savannah. I'd get to school around 7:30 every morning, and then after school, unless I had lacrosse, I'd stay after school and wait for Dad to pick me up because he already had to pick up my brother because my brother was a car rider. So I'd sit down at the college building doing homework every afternoon with Andrew and Anna and Mary Grace.
Yeah. I haven't been on the high school bus yet. Like, I don't want to because the middle school bus kind of ruined it. Let me tell you a quick little story. So I'm not gonna drop any names, but Steve, I'm just kidding. So this guy, this guy, it's a long story, but in conclusion, we could not have the windows down for the rest of the year.
Yep.
And because we were the same school, like not same grade, but like, the same class, I guess. We had the following year, we could not have windows. So that was amazing. A bus, it's just overcrowded, so triple whammy. And plus it's just so crazy. I would love to go on the bus in the morning. Everyone's half dead.
Yes, I know, right?
Okay, so with the bus stories,
Sure,
I can come up with 1,000 of them. My mom was a bus driver. I remember every day my mom was a bus driver. My dad would look at her and say, "Why are you doing this to yourself?"
Dude.
That was his response to her. And in a way, I kind of don't blame it. Like, bus drivers aren't paid enough, in my opinion. They're stuck with all these bratty kids who think they can do whatever they want. I'm not saying every kid is like that, but the majority on the bus are like that.
Savannah, talk about you. Jeez, right.
Okay, personally, there was some aspects of the bus that I hated.
So, Mom ended up having to substitute this one bus, and these kids would scream that it was too hot, and every time she turned on the AC, they put the windows down. First off, okay, you're saying it's too hot.
Brain power.
Okay, we turn on AC. All right. People in the back put their windows down. How are the people in the front supposed to get their AC?
I will say that if the air in the bus is already really hot, then like I get maybe putting the windows down before you turn on the AC like for a little bit, but it's such a I think our bus driver, well, Brandon and I used to ride the same bus until he stopped riding the bus, but I know that I know that my 8th grade year
when are you going back?
Flashback. And so I know that it was kind of like an option, like either you put the windows down or you turn on the AC. And the whole thing in my mind was like, I'm gonna roll the windows down because we're going 30 to 40 miles an hour typically, maybe more. And so that's gonna be more efficient than the AC that I know is so slow, but the only price that you have to pay with the windows being down is when you stop. And I don't know about you, my bus stopped so often, but I was like at least the 3rd stop. I was the 1st stop in my neighborhood, so I was like, haha, sucks for you guys, but I was also really good friends with the bus driver. She was so nice. My gang rode the bus with me. They all lived in my neighborhood. So riding the bus was so much fun my 8th grade year. 6th grade sucked. I got made fun of. I didn't like it. They threw papers. It was like, why? You're wasting paper. You're wasting so many trees right now. And of course, it's like not the popular vote at the time.
Oh, that was great
My
memories.
year on the bus consisted of singing the Phineas and Ferb theme song every afternoon.
Oh, we sang All Stars all the time. The best song ever. We sang it all
Like
the
that song is
time.
ingrained in my head. Like 104 days, summer vacation, all of it.
Dude,
So I
Yeah.
gotta
remember.
say that bus driver hated it when we sang Phineas and Ferb theme song. Cause we get into it. Cause there's a group of people that do like where you just like scream
Beatboxing.
random extra things.
Dude, seatbelts. They work. In Jersey, there's seatbelts. You know why? Because we're safe, right? And
All right,
here,
seatbelts on the bus.
yeah, like a normal civilian would
Actually,
have a
so
seatbelt.
Davie
Stay in your
County does
seat.
have a couple of buses that have seatbelts, but they're used as activity buses for preschoolers.
So,
Dude,
Brandon, here's the theory
why
behind
is there
having
no
no
seatbelts?
seatbelts on the bus, especially for younger kids.
Yeah,
Not
tell me,
all of
tell me.
them can
I
unhook
want to hear.
themselves from the seat. And if the bus were to tip over or get in a wreck, some of those kids are a little helpless in that situation. So by not having the seatbelts makes it easier for a lot of kids to get off. Also,
It's not one of these. It's just a
you
the
mean just
little.
the
It's
yeah.
a belt. It's a belt.
Yeah, but
You
even
hit the
some kids
button and
can't
it
get
leaves.
that undone. That's the that's
How can you? Unless you're nodding the dang thing. How are
but
you not getting this
it's been
undone?
proven to actually be more dangerous and more hurtful to people if they got in a wreck in a bus rather than having none.
I'm gonna look up these
Because if the
statistics.
bus
I
gets
gotta
flipped
say,
upside
it all
down, you're
depends on the
dangling
situation.
there and your abdominals can get squished and your digestive system can get ripped apart. This is just some of the terrible stories that I've heard. But I will say, once on my way to school in elementary, maybe middle school, we were going to drop my brother off at school, and he was in elementary school at the time, still is. But we saw a car in front of us. One of my neighbors, actually, who I knew really well, ran into the bus. The brakes, he had a stroke. He was an older gentleman. He had a stroke, and he was actually taking both his grandchildren to school. And there was a bus, and it was going to turn to get onto that street that he was already going on, and the brakes would not work. He couldn't get the brakes because he was having a stroke, and
Right.
so the car was still going at a slow enough speed. So all it did was, basically it ran into the car. It ran into the bus and just kind of did that to it, and then it was fine. All the kids were okay, but it was kind of a little scary. All right, my mom's calling me, so I'll be right back.
So,
Dude, have you ever been in the absolute back of the bus while it goes over a bump?
I got a funny story with that.
That is why we need seatbelts, everyone.
As I said, my mom drove on the bus. She drove the bus for the athletics of Davie High, and she still drives the bus for the varsity lacrosse team, which is so much fun when they're horrible at singing. It's amazing. But one of the things she did with some of the how the old Davie High had the speed bumps in the parking lot, the old Davie High. Okay, well the old Davie had speed bumps in the parking lot, and she'd go full speed over them.
I'm telling you, you need seatbelts for the back of the bus. That's where the rowdiest kids are, and those kids just need to be tamed.
I hate the back
Strap
of the
them
bus.
down.
The back of the bus! Oh my gosh. So,
but you have the most fun in the back of the bus.
It's not fun when you're in the front of the bus.
It's like a roller coaster in the back of the bus.
Okay, so here's my situation. All of my years, all the guys. My mom's calling me again. I'll be right back.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, back at the bus, it's a war zone back there.
It is.
Of course, you got the cool guy. You know what I mean? I know
Yeah.
my friend. He
Well,
was just,
for the lacrosse team, you always had that one really cool guy that brought this huge speaker that's like the size of his book bag.
yeah,
And
yeah.
they played songs, and then you had this other guy who was really funny because he turned on songs like "Party in the USA" and
Oh,
the whole
jeez,
team singing it.
dude. I miss
It is
the good old
perfect.
times.
It is hilarious, perfect, and amazing.
Yeah, I give up. I remember, you know the Beats pill, the just a rectangle. It looks like a Clorox bottle speaker.
Oh yeah.
So that was a common thing. And we would just, you pass it around. It probably sounds really wrong. You pass around the pill. You pass around the speaker. Everyone, play their song. Whoever gets to play the song, you get like 30 seconds because someone else is going to change it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Back at the bus. We're just talking about speakers right now.
I don't know what back of the bus you rode, but the back of the bus that I rode in middle school, or the bus that I rode, that had in the back of the bus all these guys, and I don't say all of them were douchebags, but the majority of them were. So you ran into the problem of the good guys and then the douchebags. And these good guys sometimes wanted to be popular or just wanted to hang out with their friends. So would sit in the back of the bus and do whatever the other guys did. Whether that's launching pens at people and staining their clothes,
What kind of bus were you
open
on?
water bottles,
One of my friends
paper,
in middle school got
everything, their
slime all in
shoes,
her hair.
duct tape, homework that they had to do that they just never did. I swear to God, these
I remember all
kids.
that.
And the bus driver is so nice, and she does not deserve to get ink stains on her dang clothes. So stop being a douche. What are you doing? What are you doing?
In middle school,
Savannah,
I
and
was
to
on
make
the
me
bus.
feel better,
Or I
one
was.
of my friends, her bus, they got slime banned from that bus because a friend of mine got slime all in her hair when she got on one
Oh
afternoon
my.
from the bus.
Oh. All right. We're 25 minutes in. Wow, this is great. Nostalgic memories of wartime. On the bus. Oh,
Recapping
you gotta love them.
Otherwise than that, the bus was
at
bomb.
regular. Pretty much, this episode can be titled "Life from Middle School," like middle school.
Let's go.
What was
Definitely
it
not the
like in
complete
middle
Yeah.
chapter, but I understand.
Before the Rona. Before. Yeah.
Life before Corona.
Life before Corona. All right. Well,
Life before high
we'll end it there.
school.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you guys for listening. Probably didn't, but thanks for making it to the end of the video. If you did, make sure you like,
Great
comment,
job.
subscribe, hit notifications so you don't miss out on any new episodes. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Bye.